Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Moksha. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm also good. Moksha, why you have not written the Sunday's test?
Ma'am, actually, exams are going on in a school. I didn't get time to write the exam, ma'am.
Now it is over. The
Yes, ma'am.
exams in the school.
But I have scored 35 out of 40 in science, ma'am.
Okay. And earlier, how much you have scored?
Earlier also same, ma'am. 40 out of 30.
Now it is 30 or 35.
35, ma'am.
So 5 marks you
Good
have
evening, ma'am.
increased. Good evening, Abhinav. Okay, so I think we all can turn on the video now.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ayomija. Good evening. Good evening, Bhavna, Shudamshu, Shayan. Bhavna, how were the exam?
It went good, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So when will be getting the results?
Ma'am, I have got the results except science.
Okay. Okay. So in the maths,
I got 25.
out of
25.
oh, amazing. That's great, Bhavna. Good. And what how you were expecting in the science?
Um,
You have a doubt on
20
yourself?
above only, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. No, why not full?
Like I made some mistakes.
Okay. Knowing like you were aware of them or no?
Yes, mama.
Okay, okay. All right. So children, turn on the video now. Time is up. We should start the class without waiting for the others. So in the last class, we have discussed now, I think, the differences between the fission and fragmentation, and also about one more difference, I think, we have discussed. Now, in today's class, we will be starting with the last type of the asexual reproduction, which is the vegetative propagation. I think you might have learned that vegetative propagation you might have learned in the grade 7. Correct? In the grade
Yeah,
7, Abhinav, right? So what it is? What is vegetative propagation?
I thought.
Okay, good answer. Ayonisha, what is vegetative propagation?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Okay, don't know. Shayan, any answer? Vegetative propagation, what it is?
Ma'am, it is a reproduction of plants through stem, roots, and yeah.
Yeah, actually, he has given the correct answer. So, when we talk about the vegetative propagation, it is a method which is asexual method. In this method, what happened? The plants will be reproduced with their parts only. Like, for example, the stem. So, through the stem, this new plant will be produced. Maybe through the roots, the new plants will be produced. Through the bud, the new plant will be produced. So, these parts are called as the vegetative structures. So those parts which help for the reproduction, those parts are called as the vegetative structure, such like the stem, roots, leaves. So you might have, might be at your home, your parents might be, doing that thing. Maybe if you have seen like the rose plant is there, right? If you cut the stem of the rose plant and if you grow it in the soil again, what happens to it? It will grow or no? It will grow, right? So through one stem, what you have got? The second plant of the rose. Same way, from the second plant, you can grow 3, 4, 5, 6, more than that, you can do it. So that is what, with the help of stem, you have got the whole plant. Same like with the root also. So if you are taking the root of the ginger might be, or maybe any other plant of the root. So in that case, if you are taking that root part of the ginger and if you are growing it, then what happens? It will start growing automatically. The new plant will be formed. Then we have the bryophyllum leaf. So in the bryophyllum leaf, good evening, Shubhansh. So what happened? Bryophyllum is a kind of leaf wherein on the margin of it, on the side of those bryophyllum leaves, small leaves will appear. And if they by chance those leaves from the margin, if they fall down, they start growing into the new plant. So whatever the example just now we have discussed, like in the onions also you can do that, in the ginger you can do that, garlic you can do that, turmeric you can do that, lemon you can do that, like most
Lily.
of the lily you can do that, like most of the plants you can do, like the plants they can go the vegetative propagation method. Fine. So that kind of reproduction where a new plant will be formed from the different parts of the plant, like the roots, stems, leaves, buds, and all, that is called as the vegetative propagation. Clear? In some of the paper, they will be saying it is vegetative propagation, whereas in the other, they say vegetative reproduction. So don't get confused, both are same. In some book, it is given propagation, in some book, it is given reproduction. So don't get confused, both are same. Children, turn on the video. In that case, I and Abhinav only should talk and should be in the class only. See, I can see Kashmi now smiling.
Ma'am, my camera is not in your monitor.
Okay, fine. So this vegetative propagation is important topic. The reason why they're asking about the advantages and disadvantages about the vegetative propagation. Now, as I told you, like we will be cutting the part of the plant and then we will be growing it. So what do you think? Like it is good? Actually, it is not a good method.
It is a good method.
It is a good method. Okay. Why can you say that it is a good method? I can say it is not.
Ma'am, in this way you can no need like there's no need of a seed or anything. You can just put
Very
any
good.
organ.
Correct. Actually, it is true. So what happened by this method, you will not be, waiting for the good seeds or the healthy seeds and all. So directly through the growing plant itself, which has, matured enough and all, from that plant, you can grow it. So that is why it is actually a good way. But at the same time, what happened? If from the same plant, you are growing the other same plant, what happens? They will be same or they will be different?
They'll be different.
They will be same actually, right? What is asexual? In the asexual method, you will be getting the same thing, right? As like the parent, you will be getting the daughter or the cells and all. Same way, if the rose plant you have, the black color rose plant you have, you are taking that plant and you are cutting the stem of it and then again you're growing it. What happened? You have got the same variety of that plant, right? So by using this method, you will not be getting the different variety of that particular plant. So that is what the disadvantage of it. So if I talk about sexual reproduction, in that case, male will be there, female will be there, both are different. And we will be getting something, some kind of the variation, right? After some, maybe, some generations and all. But in this case, since it is asexual method, there will not be any varieties. So this is like one disadvantage. Second thing, now what happened? Now from the parent plant, you have started growing so many other plants out of it, right? In that case, the parent plant will lead to the overcrowding. They will not get the place actually now to grow properly. So since what you have done from the parent plant, you have taken the part of the plant and then you have started growing it near to it. Because of that, it leads to the overcrowding and the parent plant might die. It is not important that they will die. It is not compulsory that they will die. They might die. Fine. So it leads to the overcrowding if you are growing the same plant by using the vegetative structure of the plant. Then Third disadvantage of this is very little possibility of dispersal. What do you mean by dispersal?
Ma'am, will there be any dispersal in vegetative reproduction or propagation?
No,
Then
that's
why
what.
do we have chances?
That's what I said. It is no chances will be there for the dispersal. No chances of dispersal for them. Since what we are doing, we are cutting the stems. But yes, a little is there. Why? If I talk about the bryophyllum leaf, since the leaves are what? Very light in the nature. If the wind is blowing, in that case, that leaf might fall a little far. That's the reason I said very little chance of dispersal. Okay. Since the stem will not go far away, the root cannot go far away, the bud cannot go far away, the only chance is that leaf can go a little far away. So that is why this is a disadvantage. So three major disadvantages are there. The first thing, there will not be any different varieties out of it. Second thing, it leads to the overcrowding of it. And third thing, very little chances for the dispersal. Now, coming to the advantages part, the first thing, it is very faster and the more certain method of propagation. So, children, turn on the video because I'm looking to myself only. Aryan, Shayan, Shudamshu, turn on the video. So, what happened? It is faster way since, like, we are cutting and then we are growing it because already, I think you might be knowing the word nodes and internodes. Are you aware what are the nodes and internodes?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just explain a little. So when you talk about the stem, from the stem, the leaves will be coming out, right? So the gap between the two branches or the two leaves on the stem, that is called as what? The internode. And the point from where those leaves come out, that is called as node. Fine. On the stem, the point where the leaves comes out, they are what? They are the nodes, and distance between those two leaves or those two nodes are called as the internode. Now, what happened? As the plant is already matured, right? From that mature plant, you are taking the stem part and then you're growing it. So what happened? The plant will not have to wait to get mature, right? So if you're growing the new plant, if you're growing through the seed, then what happens? It will be growing slowly, slowly, and then converting into the mature things and all. But in this case, since you are taking out the matured part of the stem, then definitely whatever the conclusion, whatever the result of the new plant will be there, you will get it soon. So that is why we say that this method is a faster and more certain method. Now, next thing, what happened? As I said, no new varieties will be there, right? That is disadvantage. But at the same time, it is a kind of advantage also. Why? Because with the help of this same characteristics, what happened? We can preserve the characteristics of the food and the flower crops. So whatever,
And
like maybe,
also for
huh?
producers who don't need a new variant,
Correct.
they can.
So, huh? Tell
Nothing,
me,
ma'am.
Avina.
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing, ma'am.
Okay.
Same thing repeated.
Okay. So what happens? So since they do not have any new variety, so with the old thing only, what we will be doing, we will be preserving that crop. Fine. Then the next thing is whatever the flowers through this method we will be getting, they have the superior quality because we are using the mature kind of the plant part for growing. That is why what we will be getting, we will be getting the superior quality of the flowers for it. Fine. And the same way, if any fruit is coming out of that plant, so that fruit will have a very desirable character. Desirable character means it will have a very useful characters. Like if I talk about the mango, for example, if you are growing the mango, fine. So in the mango, what do we look for? Maybe we look for the like ripening of it. We will be looking whether it is fleshy. We can eat it or not. So by using this method, it what happens? It becomes easier. It becomes faster, and at the same time we will be getting the food which has a good quality of it. Fine, we will not get the variation, but definitely we'll get the good quality fruits and the flowers of it. All right, children.
Yes, ma'am.
So any doubt? Shubhansh, Meher, Moksha, Kashvi, Aryan, Arav, Sudamshu, Siddharth, Shayan, Rizwana, Bhavna, Sumukh, Dhairya, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Rizwana, any doubt? Bhavna, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so three disadvantages. First thing, they will not produce any variation or they will not produce any varieties. The second thing, it leads to the overcrowding. Then third thing, very little chance of the dispersal will be there. Whereas coming to the advantages, the faster and the more certain method of the propagation, then flowers produced will have the superior quality and the fruits will have the desirable characters. And the new parents which will be produced will have the exact, the copy of the parent plant. So let us write first of all this, and then we will be going to the types of vegetative propagation. And this advantages and disadvantages, children, it comes for the 3 marks in the board exams. So make sure that you learn it as such. Don't cut short anything. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will be writing the vegetative propagation. So it is the process of formation of new plants from vegetative parts or propagules. Now keep in mind, either we can call it as vegetative parts or it is also called as propagules. So vegetative parts or vegetative propagules, such as roots, stems, leaves, etc. of the parent plants. So it is a process in which what will happen, the formation of the new plant will be happening with the help of the vegetative parts such as roots, stems, leaves of the parent plant. And the new plant which will be produced, the new plants produced by vegetative propagation are genetically identical to the parent plant. So we know very well what they will be. They will be identical to the parent plant. Done, children, with this page?
Wait.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, do it. Okay. Shall we go to the next one now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now the next one is advantages and disadvantages. So first we'll write about the advantages of VP. VP basically here I have written as a vegetative propagation. We should not write in the exam like this. So the first one advantage is faster and more certain method of propagation. So this is a faster and a more certain method of propagation. The second thing, new individual produced have exactly identical qualities as their parents. So whatever they are produced, they will be exactly like their parents. And because of this, preserves the characteristics. So because of this quality, what we can do, the qualities or the characteristics we can preserve of the food and the flower crops. So the second point. So new individual produce have exactly identical qualities as their parents, and this preserves the characteristics of food and flower crops. I'll write first of all advantage, then you can copy it down. Then third one is the flowers produced are of a superior quality. So by this method, whatever the flowers will be produced, they will be of the superior or the high quality. The next point, certain desirable characteristics present in the fruit can be maintained. So since they do not have the variation, because of that, what can be done? The characteristics of the fruits can be maintained. And the last point, this method can be used to reproduce plants that do not have viable seed. So the plants who do not have the viable seed, with the help of this method, we can grow them. Now, what is viable here, or we can say non-viable? It means here viable. The meaning of viable means one which fails to germinate. So some seeds, what happen? They fail to germinate, right? So those in that kind of the plants, we can use this vegetative propagation method. So these are the advantages of this faster and certain method. The new individual produce will be having the identical qualities, and because of this, we can preserve the characteristics of food and the flower crops. Then third point, the flowers produced are of superior quality. Then fourth point, the desirable characters present in the fruits can be maintained. And the last point, it can be used to produce plants that do not have the viable seeds. So note this down, then we will be going to the disadvantages of it.
Is it more faster than budding?
Budding, basically, no. In the budding, actually, we are talking about the organism, right? In this method, we are talking about the plants. So if we talk about the whole plants, whatever is available on the earth, it is the fastest way.
And then what is the most fastest method in asexual reproduction?
You're talking about the spore formation, like then regeneration, all this method, right?
Sexual reproduction, yeah.
the spore formation will be the fastest because so many spores will be pumping out all together in that case.
Ma'am, after vegetative propagation, you will start spore formation.
Spore formation we are done with.
Oh shit.
We are done with already. We have discussed, right, about the bread mold,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
rhizopus.
Sorry, sir.
So we are done.
Now what's after this one?
After this, this is like the asexual method we are done with. We will be starting with the sexual reproduction in the flowers. So about the flowers, we will be discussing about the different types of the flowers, then what kind of the process they will be going, which is the first process, second process, third process, and ultimately how they will be growing into the new plants. So that we will be discussing after this.
Ma'am, when will we have a test on this asexual reproduction?
See, this week I've given last for the life process. From the next week onwards, I will be starting with the asexual reproduction test only. Because by Thursday, I will be completing this vegetative propagation completely. So, and then easily I can give from next week onwards the asexual reproduction. Because I too thought like I can give you about the asexual method, but then I thought like maybe, one is left out. So instead of giving only 4, 5, I can give you all together.
Ma'am, what's left in vegetative propagation, ma'am?
See, if I talk
So-
about the book, if I talk about the NCRT book, nothing is left out. Almost like we have discussed everything. But if I talk about the board exam, they ask beyond it. So you have the two different types of it, natural one and the artificial vegetative propagation. So those also we will be discussing in the natural one. What are the stem, roots, examples of it? And in the artificial one, how we can do it. Like different processes are there for it. All
Ma'am?
right. Yeah.
Ma'am, then why do they give questions
See,
which we don't know in the CBS?
no.
Exactly, ma'am. Why is it out of textbook?
See, it's not out of the textbook. It's not out of the textbook. See, if I I say the name Abhinav, Abhinav is only just the name, not the name, right? If I talk about Abhinav, Abhinav has so many qualities, right? Same way, if the word is given there, vegetative propagation, it's not only the name of it. There are so many other things you should know about it. That's the reason, like, I think last year exam paper also you can open, they have asked about the example of the natural vegetative propagation. So though it is not given in the NCRT book, but yes, they always say that refer the other book. And the reason why they say to refer the other book, because they are going to give from them. So that's the reason we will be doing it. Yes, Aryan?
No, I don't not they give the other book, ma'am.
No, they definitely actually. Though it is being said like we have to chew the NCRT book properly, but definitely other book also we have to go through. And that is the reason you all are here, right? Am I
Ma'am,
correct? Then what is the use of
Yes.
not yeah, Aryan? Is there anyone in your school, like if you have completed with this chapter, how to organisms reproduce?
No one, I think.
None of
All
Ma'am,
your
in our school.
So, Ayunisha, what you have
finished.
studied in that vegetative propagation topic?
मैम मतलब मैम ने only told that roots और stems से reproduce होते हैं मतलब basic से ही बताया था बस.
Okay. See, basic is not going to help you out. If you trust me, then see, it will not help you out. If you don't have the trust, then definitely I can wind it up here also. So, but every year they ask about, yes, they ask one more thing about the grafting. I think you might have gone through some of the papers,
हाँ
Grafting, yes, ma'am,
grafting
grafting.
layering
Yes,
वाला हाँ ये
yeah. So that grafting and layering, where it comes from? It comes from the types of the vegetative propagation. And most of the time they ask about the grafting. In the grafting, they ask about to define the stalk and scion. What are they? So that is the reason we will be learning about that. Okay.
ma'am, one concern, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
when will those recordings come, ma'am? Like long ago I was absent, no, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Most probably by today or tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine, by
Ma'am,
today or tomorrow.
that time I was out of station, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Fine. I'll inform the
Ma'am.
team again that they should work on that for your class first of all, and then maybe they can go for the other class.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Yeah.
will they upload all the recordings?
Yeah. Almost, I think from the July 1, it is not there. Other recordings are available already.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
ma'am, so will power control and coordination going to take like at least 2 months?
Control and coordination, I can't say actually how much time. It depends upon you all, how you are understanding it. If you are understanding in a, lesser time, I'll be taking less time. If you are taking more time, then I'll be taking more time.
Ma'am,
So,
Our teacher completed within 1 to 2 months, ma'am.
so if they have completed 2 months, then I'll be taking 3 months.
Ma'am, our
ma'am,
teacher
how many
completed.
chapters are there for board exam?
You have almost 4 chapters. One is this life
Ma'am,
process, control and coordination, how do organism, heredity, and the chapter our environment also. You have 5 chapters total.
The whole
ma'am,
biology
5
portion.
chapters, 30 marks.
Yes, 5 chapter, 30 marks.
Ma'am, our teacher just completed life process, ma'am. And now they're starting control and coordination.
Ma'am, my
WeXL
teacher
same.
still didn't complete life process. She's in transportation still.
That's good. So it means they are going to teach you so beyond then.
And
Okay.
no, ma'am, for me, the teacher changed. So
Oh,
Ma'am,
again
and
from
for me,
start.
she is my VP, ma'am, vice principal.
oh, so sad, right? One is VP, one is a change teacher.
Ma'am, our life
Right.
process were completed within 3 more weeks only, ma'am.
So fast this is in 3 weeks are very less for that chapter because so many things you
Ma'am,
have in
that
that.
time what
For us,
happened?
it takes just 10 days, ma'am.
And I think almost 3 months I have taken to complete that chapter, I guess.
Ma'am, for us 5 months, ma'am. Because of the
Oh,
change teacher.
Ma'am,
okay.
actually it was like nearly 1 month, ma'am. More than a month.
Mhm.
But teachers were back to back changing, ma'am. Nobody gave us notes also.
That's the reason. Okay. Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes,
See,
Yes,
whatever I'm
Yes, ma'am.
writing here, if you learn that, it's more than sufficient. More than sufficient, I'm telling you, children.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, can you show
Can
the
you show
previous
the
page?
previous page?
Okay, fine.
ma'am, in my last 2 exams, ma'am, I had 2
Hmm.
doubts, ma'am. 1
You
minute.
can send me Aryan on the WhatsApp maybe.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine, send me. And Abhinav, I was waiting for your one question. You had some doubt, I
Yeah.
think. So share it me on the WhatsApp.
Ma'am, that's solved, ma'am.
Okay.
You asked.
Okay. So let me complete the disadvantages also today.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
disadvantage.
I'm writing.
Okay, right.
Ma'am, you'll send this anyway.
Okay, right.
Ma'am, done.
Others done?
No, ma'am.
Wait a
Okay.
minute, ma'am.
Okay. I'll wait.
Done, ma'am.
For a minute.
ma'am.
Okay. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, 1
Yes, ma'am.
minute, ma'am.
Done, Aryan?
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. So disadvantages of vegetative propagation. So the first point, does not produce new variety, since only from the parents they are taking the part, or they are taking the vegetative structure or propagules. So because of that, no new varieties will be produced. And second point, it leads to overcrowding around the parent plant. And third point, very little possibility of dispersal.
What is dispersal?
Dispersal means the movement, actually, the scattering of that part. Okay, the scattering. You might have learned in the class 7 that dispersal of seeds. So what happened with the help of the wind? The seeds will be moving from one place to the other place, or flying away from the other to the other place. The same thing in them. It is the disadvantage, because since we are taking the root stem, they cannot fly or they cannot move with the help of the water. But why they are saying very little? It is because in one leaf called as bryophyllum, since the leaf are light in weight, they can disperse or they can scatter because of the light nature.
Ma'am, can you please explain
Written
the
note.
second point of disadvantages?
Leads to overcrowding around the parent plant. See what happens. Suppose here we have the plant, okay? Here at this point we have the plant. Now what happens? Since we are taking the part of the parent plant, what do? We start growing near to the main plant only. Fine. So other plant will be growing near to this. So because of that, this parent plant will not get the enough space to grow. Fine. So that is what the overcrowding around the parent plant.
Ma'am, can the second point be, uh,
Hmm.
like if we use better farming methods, can we eradicate, like prevent overcrowding?
We can do that. Definitely we can do that. But in that case, you have to make sure whatever the plant you're talking about, be it rose, be it mango, or be it jasmine, any plant, whatever you're talking about, we have to make sure that particular kind of the soil we should give, or the climate we should give it to them. So you instead of here, you can grow it here also, no problem in that case also. But the appropriate condition we should give at this place also to them. In that
Ma'am,
case, no overcrowding will be there.
ma'am, then extra work, ma'am.
What?
Ma'am, then it will be extra work, ma'am. You can take the
Correct.
seeds.
It'll be, yeah, correct. It'll be extra work, and moreover than what happened, you have to notice each and everything about the parent, about the that second plant, whether growing or not growing. If it is not growing, what is the problem? But when it comes to the same area, in that case, already you are giving every nutrient to the main plant, right? So what do? You start giving to them also, you start giving to nearby also. But if it is separate totally, in that case, you have to take care like a small baby. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any doubt any one of you have now? Arav, Aryan, Abhinav,
No, ma'am.
Ayunija, Siddharth, Moksha, Dhairya, Kashvi, Bhavna, Rizwana,
Hmm.
Puriya, any doubt? Sumukh, Sudhamshu, Siddhi,
No.
Shubhansh.
Done, ma'am.
So these are like, see, if these things you learn easily, you can score in bio, children. There is nothing complicated or there is nothing, to solve. But yes, definitely when it comes to your healthy chapter, when the maths will be involved in the bio, that time you might feel it little complicated. But I'll try to make it little simple for you.
Ma'am, will the numerical questions from bio be hard?
No, actually, no. If you practice them, it will not be. But it depends upon you, actually. Since I have sent you almost 3, 4 worksheets, none of you have shared with me. So, no practice, right? Abhinav is looking at this. So, no practice, right, children? When the good day is going to come? Is there any day which is going to be good for me, where you are going to submit everything?
Very soon
Yes, ma'am.
is all
Very
we can say.
soon. Very good. See, now I'm expecting at least some 2 to 3 answers today.
Yes,
Answers
ma'am.
means answer
Very
sheet
soon.
today.
Ma'am, today?
Yeah. No, not from you, Sumukh, because you have your exams. Maybe from others I can expect. So do it, children. See, do it. And the same thing I heard from the maths ma'am also. She's giving you so much of homework, so much of worksheets. But in spite of that, you all are so
And
busy that no
Yes, ma'am,
time,
full busy.
right? No time.
After coming home, uh, some time of study, then classes, then after that, after 8, I will do homeworks.
Once you get the time, kindly do it. Okay, take out some time for my subject, for the other subject as well. Yeah, Aryan.
Don't ask about homework only, ma'am, in our school. Even in our maths school, for maths, right, it'll be like, do constructive reason, all of that.
I do understand, children, no problem. But
And
at least, at least try doing some of the questions. I don't
but,
say solve complete a worksheet, but at least do something.
ma'am, I do it, ma'am, but I do it very rough.
Okay.
That's why I don't know. That's why the same happens with my classworks only, ma'am.
So try to do it. Take out some time, Aryan. See, once you start writing, then only I can explain you, right? How to go about it, how to do it.
Ma'am, I write, ma'am, but it is very rough, ma'am.
And children, one more thing. This week, for your handwriting, 5 marks will be given. If it is neat, presentation is neat. If it is good, 5 marks. If it is not good at all, I am not going to give you 5 marks out of 5. I'll be giving you either 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. So
ma'am,
make sure that you present your paper neatly. Understood? Everybody, open your ears
ma'am, is
and
it
make it. Hmm.
is it extra mass or just
Extra. Actually, it will be out of 45. 40, no, 35. 30 is for the paper and 5 marks will be given from, kind for the handwriting in the presentation.
Ma'am,
I
so
thought it would cover
the
up
exam
the
which will be
No,
conducted on.
those will be counted as a main only. Don't worry. On your answer sheet, I'll be marking there +5 or -5 or maybe -2, +2,
Ma'am,
all those things.
one question, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
if one question is 5 marks, and if I lose 5 marks there, so will
yeah,
you
exactly.
give
Will it
grace
cover up?
marks?
No.
No
I,
grace
I, will,
marks.
I
Handwriting is
will
good,
make
right?
sure that if your handwriting. No, it will not cover up. See, anyhow, if you're getting maybe 28, you're getting out of 30. All right. Then I will be writing plus out of 5, 1. Or maybe out of 5, maybe 2. Fine. So that will be separate marking for you. And this time I'll be sharing your answer sheet with your parents actually directly. And everybody has to submit it, children.
Fine.
Don't wait for the reminder anytime. Don't wait for it. And every time I have to ask you all to send me the PDF personally also. Can't you share by yourself? Right? And share the PDF, children. Don't share me the photos. Don't do that, because when you share the PDF, I can check it then and then. I can, send you the answer sheet also. But when you share me the photograph, it's very tough to check it. I don't have any such kind of, simple option where I can check it. I have to make the PDF. I have to rename your thing again and again. Double, triple work it is. So by Saturday itself, everybody should attend the test and upload the PDF on the WISE app, as well as share the answer sheet with me also personally. Kindly do that. Compulsory with the handwriting, 5 marks will be there. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children, then thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.